Hi and welcome to Kids C series, Building Strong Foundations in Your Child. I'm Mrs. Bernice Mukesh. They call me Miss B. I'm an early childhood educator, a Montessorian, with an experience of over 16 years and also a phonics trainer. Language is the most powerful tool human beings possess. And reading is one of the most fulfilling and effective means to master this tool. The habit of reading, if inculcated at an early age, helps in brain development and enhances imagination. It's never too early to read to a child and to build this habit. It's a gift for a lifetime. Let's learn more about it. Reading is obviously important to be able to understand the words on the page. It is also the foundation of your ability to learn and ultimately your ability to function properly in an ever-changing society. Do you remember as a child when you learned to read? Most of us probably don't. But now, can you imagine without being able to read? Most of us probably don't. But now, you can't imagine life without it. Something as simple as reading the clothing label on your favorite dress for washing instructions would be impossible without the ability to read. So it is easy to see why it is important. But furthermore, it is incredibly important for our children. As they grow, they will need to possess strong reading skills to make it through school and into their career. Children's brains need stimulation to learn and grow. In times of gadgets and games, children have become addicted to screen time that hampers their brain development. They tend to stay home and not interact with their peers. They become physically unhealthy as they spend hours on screen. On the other hand, books inspire children to learn and develop and explore the world around them. So let's see how to build this wonderful skill of reading at an early age. Start reading bedtime storybooks for your babies. It is never too early to introduce your baby to the world of stories. Doctors suggest that you start reading them baby stories from a very early age to boost their imagination. In fact, you can make reading aloud a habit while you're still pregnant, as babies recognize their mother's voice in the womb. Setting time aside to read stories every day is a good habit. The bedtime and nap time are the best times. Making reading a part of nighttime routine would help your baby calm down and understand that it's time to sleep. Bedtime stories have long been known to foster parent-child bonds and prepare children for sleep. But lately, researchers have attached other powers to this nighttime routine. For example, having a collection of bedtime storybooks for babies can not just help you put them to sleep quickly, but also enhance the creative thinking abilities from a young age. Altogether, narrating morally well-defined stories to your babies has proven benefits and could help instill moral values in them. Well, reading to a young infant may seem like a futile exercise, but really it isn't. Children love to hear their parents' soothing voices and watch their expressions for hints. This habit creates a sense of routine and security for them, which will ensure they continue enjoying reading as they grow older. Investing in some cloth books, touch and feel books, puppet books, and board books with ample illustrations would be a good start. A good place to start with. Let's look at some of the benefits of reading bedtime stories. Reading bedtime stories develop communication. Story reading helps in the development of your baby's oral communication skills, listening abilities, memory, and language recognition skills. It is a good way to strengthen your baby's vocabulary and different sentence structures from a very early age. With time and age, your baby will learn to communicate through body language, verbal methods, listening, and written words just like all of us. Next, reading helps in social and emotional development. Illustrations and stories go hand in hand, and our babies can develop ideas about different toys, animals, birds, and so on. You will find your baby using new words to think, feel, and express his or her feelings. And it also develops cognitive skills. Long before your baby has started speaking, She is absorbing information about the language by listening to the stories you read. This will certainly reap benefits when your child starts his or her education. Babies around 10 months can learn to turn pages and listen to new words. As your little one continues to grow, he or she would learn the art of reading from left to right. Babies who are around a year old can develop problem-solving skills by listening to bedtime stories. Also, it improves attention, that is, reading bedtime stories. Engaging your baby in bedtime stories is an excellent way to help your child get comfortable with the reading habit. It is indeed a very useful and healthy habit. You can improve your child's attention skills by reading to your child every night. And most of it relieves anxiety too. It is a good way to relax your child's body and mind before going to bed. Even if your child is overstimulated, story reading will help your child get involved in an entirely different world and relieve from all anxieties. Finally, it becomes a very good habit. When your child, when you start reading stories to your little ones and it becomes a routine, it becomes a habit and part of your child's life. Gradually, reading becomes a pleasure and you do not have to ask your child to read after the child grows up. Later in life, reading may open the door to writing also. Well, let's see how to read bedtime stories to a toddler or preschooler. Let our kids, a toddler, choose the book. There are several ways you might do this depending on your child's personality and how well they are able to choose from a selection of books. You can take your child to the library and let the child choose several picture books. And also you can get new books, choose just 2 or 3 new books. Children who love story time and want a different book each night, for them you can get about 5 to 10 books. When it is time for a bedtime story, let your child choose from the library books. You can also let your child choose from books in your home library if you have one. Alternatively, if your child needs a bit of help with choosing, narrow it down to 2 or 3 books and then let your child choose from that. Secondly, expect to read the same story over and over again. Children at this age learn from repetition and you may literally have to read the same bedtime story dozens of times before your child tires of it. Why, It's because your child is busy memorizing the pictures and words and your child really gets a thrill from knowing what is coming on the next page. Reading the same story multiple times can help your children gain fluency with words, and it also increases their confidence and comprehension skills as they grow into independent readers. Kids learn from repetition. Reading the same book over and over can help to increase your child's vocabulary too. Thirdly, reading a familiar book is also a great way for a child to wind down at the end of the day. Their favorite books are comforting and soothing and can help ease them into a sleepy state. Fourthly, choose something you enjoy too. It can be a lot of fun to read books to children, but it can also be stressful or boring if you choose a wrong type of book. If you enjoy a particular type of children's book or a particular author, be sure to incorporate those books into your reading ritual. Fifthly, you can also liven up story time by using finger puppets. If you can do that, it will be great. Cloth puppets and using different voices of characters. That will also be very interesting. Well, let me finish with a few tips for parents and teachers, of course. Consider a popular book for toddlers and preschoolers. They love picture books that feature interesting but simple stories, lovable characters, and rhythm or rhyme in the words. Try to choose a book that is not too long or your child might become bored. Most children's picture books are around 30 pages. For toddlers and preschoolers, to have dense paragraphs of text, it's not suitable. Better to have few lines on every page. And do not make story reading monotonous to your baby and yourself too. Keep it so interesting that your child looks forward for this kind of bonding with you every day. Using different emotions and expressive sounds while reading the story fosters the social and emotional development of your baby. As you read, make your baby look and answer questions to promote social development and thinking skills. And let your child imitate sounds, recognize pictures, and learn words too. Also sing rhymes and make funny animal sounds. Don't worry about reading the same story again and again. Babies love and learn from repetition. And also, turn off any distractions like television or radio or your mobile phones. Keep them away from, the bedtime. And also, by exaggerating ooh sound in the moon and using words like hush, you can stimulate connections in the part of your baby's brain. Remember that interaction with your baby is key for making the most out of bedtime story reading. Set an example. Children learn by imitation. When they see their parents read, they will be curious and will want to imitate. Habits and enthusiasm are always contagious. Thank you. I hope this session was useful for you. If you have any queries, leave it in the comments below. And also check out the description box for getting in touch with me. My number is given in the description box. Also do please like, share, subscribe and press the bell icon for more. Thank you all so much. God bless you. Have a great and wonderful day.